Okay, you can do this. You can do this. God, I hope I can do this. Oh, hell, that's terrifying. Hi, I'm Rick, and somebody told me that Taos was filled with artists, hippies, and people who appreciate fine footwear. So I decided to take 5 days and come see for myself. Now, they also told me that Taos was just surrounded by beautiful nature, and frankly, that interests me a whole lot more. So I'm thinking most of my days are going to be in and around in the mountains and valleys, absorbing everything that Mother Nature has to offer. And then and only then, if I have time, well, maybe I'll get down into Taos. Maybe. This is the Rio Grande Gorge Bridge. It is terrifyingly tall. My legs are rubber. My hand is shaking, and I'm trying very hard not to pitch myself over the edge. Not on purpose, but because I'm frightened. Here, I'm not going to look, but I'll show you what's on the side of me. And the best part is, you notice I am still staring forward. They have these little turnouts where you can stand high above your depth. No me gusta. Okay, this bridge is just a few miles outside of Taos. Oh God, I'm getting close to the edge again. It's very much worth a visit, especially if you're not terrified of heights like I am. Just look at this. I mean, look at it from far, far away, of course. If you stand near the edge, well, then you look like this. I just had a realization. I just walked across the bridge, across the gorge. I have to walk back because that's where my bus is. I wonder if it can come get me. Oh God, I gotta cross that thing again. I have no idea how tall, deep, wide. I know nothing about this bridge other than the fact that I'm about to poop my pants. I'll put something along the bottom of the screen, all the pertinent details in case you care. I can't even walk. I actually feel like, are you afraid of heights? Or am I just a weenie? And here's the fun part. Traffic keeps coming across the bridge, and when you stand still, it shakes. I think it's supposed to do that, but it doesn't help my demeanor at all. And the fact that I've got my back turned to a very narrow railing isn't helping either. Okay, yes, the short answer is you should come a few miles from Taos to come visit this bridge. You should also try not to walk with your knees locked like I am because, well, I keep overusing the word, but I'm frickin' terrified. It's a cool place. There's nothing out here at all. A couple little dirt parking areas on either end. But it's a nice view. It is beautiful. It is very pretty. I only wish that I wasn't so nervous when it came to altitude. It is pretty. It is very much worth the jaunt. I can't wait to get back over there on level ground. I'm glad I did it. I'm glad I pushed myself. You should definitely come. And I truly hope that you don't have quite the same fears that I do. Oh God, only another 500 steps and we're safe. Oh boy, I made it. I actually made it alive. Okay, while I calm my nerves down enough to drive, I gotta explain a little something to you. I just said, I think, that everything is not so far away, that this was just outside of Taos. Be aware that things just outside of things, distance is far out here. Everything is about an hour away from each other. It's worth it. They're nice drives. There's beautiful mountains. There's gorges to go across. But just remember, you're not in a big city. You're not even really in a big town. Things are spaced out here. So plan accordingly. Here is something fun that you need to be aware of if you come up anywhere in northern New Mexico. Everything is between 7,000 and 10,000 feet up here. Yes, you will feel it. I am feeling it right now. It's got that. Have you ever been up at an altitude where you just have to constantly remember to breathe? You kind of feel like you're constantly trying to take a deep breath and there's not quite enough air in there to fill your lungs. Now, it's not super horrible. It's not like you're climbing Everest, but you're gonna feel it. And so my suggestion to you, if you're gonna do anything more than a walkabout on flat ground, and even then, you might want to get a little exercise in. Go to the gym, put a sock in your mouth, and try to train on, well, not breathing. So I am in a little town called Arroyo Seco. It is tiny, like 1/10 of a mile long, tiny, if that. The kind of town you go, I think we missed it. Fortunately, there's a giant curve over here with cars getting ready to hit me, which slows you down enough so you don't miss the town. So Arroyo Seco is kind of an artist community. Now, where I hear Taos is kind of the artist community, it's also very commercial and it's very large. There is not much up here, but the buildings that are here and the people, they're incredibly friendly, they're incredibly talented. Everything from fine arts to common little gifts and knickknacks and fun little things. This is definitely worth a little stop to come up and just to spend 2.5 minutes walking up and down the street. That's both sides and if you take your time. But I really like it here. It is kind of what I think Taos is going to be like, you know, assuming I ever get down there. It's nice. There's some really good artists up here. Taos Pueblo is a Native American community. It's been inhabited since the 16, 15, 1400s. It's been here a very long time. It's just outside of Taos itself. People actually live here. When they say they live and work here, they really mean it. They live and work here. So Taos Pueblo is actually 2 words, and it's not something that they actually identify by here. Taos is the nearest city, Pueblo is a Spanish word for village, and well, that's what they call themselves here, but in actuality, they call themselves the people of the Red Willow. There's a big sacred lake about 25 miles up the mountain. That's what feeds the river through here, and that's how they identify themselves. They are the people of the Red Willow. So when you walk around their community, they have these restricted signs everywhere. They're very well placed, and you really absolutely need to honor them because that's where they live. It's not where they work. It's not where tourists can come in and see. It's very well marked. There's plenty up here that's open to the general public like me. It's awe-inspiring. It is just completely unlike anything that I'm used to. What I found really interesting was the tour guide was telling me that all the ladders you see up there, that's how you got into the building. You didn't have doorways. You climbed in through the skylight, if it were. So when raiding parties came, they all basically pulled up the ladders, jumped in their buildings, and they were impenetrable. Nobody could defeat them. So there are things that they don't teach you in public education system of America. That's kind of the history of what I've got here. The subjugation of Native people, up until how recently it was that they didn't have rights. They didn't have access to the native lands. It was Nixon, of all people, who actually gave them their ancestral rights, their ancestral lands back. They don't teach you about this. This is American history. And yet, the varnish stuff that we get, I don't know, I'm half parts embarrassed walking through here and the other part just joyful that I get to learn about it. Taos Pueblo, is it worth visiting? Yes, absolutely. It is incredibly cultural. The people here are wonderfully nice and friendly. It's $25 to get in. Is it worth the 25 bucks? No, not even close. But I'm happy to do it because it contributes to the community. This is a lot of parts how they make their living. This is how they exist in the world that took over all around them. So, oh look, there's a little puppy under the bus. Dogs everywhere, by the way. Oh, there's another one. If you are afraid of dogs, well, they're out here and they're in the wild. Hi, puppy. How are you? Oh. And apparently they don't like people as much as I like them. Anyway, yeah, definitely come. So I am inside of an Earthship. There's a whole community here that is, well, I got to show you this place. It's kind of like what we're doing on the bus on a much larger, huger scale. Got to be some things in here I can learn about. This is going to be really cool. This is a greenhouse. In addition to, well, managing heat inside of the building, this is also water filtration. In essence, all of the water that they use, the gray waste, it simply comes out and they filter it through membranes and they use it in the gardens. And then after that, they take that and that's what they flush their toilets with. And then that goes into, well, another processing system and they reuse it again in additional gardening. They don't waste. So this is all kind of cool. They have solar panels, obviously for power, but all of this is water collection. And it runs down through here, through a bunch of membrane, and it goes into some filtration. They use as much as they can naturally. I was just talking to the guy inside. I don't know how to do some of this on my bus, but I want to do a lot of this on the bus. I mean, already we have a composting toilet. We use gray water. We mean to use it for plants. We haven't quite done that yet, but we're fully solar and we're fairly self-sufficient and we don't really need any infrastructure except for roads to drive on. But there's some things here to learn. I can learn from these people. I am impressed. Now, this seems to be a theme with a lot of the communities up here, that people live here. This is a real neighborhood. They do open it up to a visitor center and you can walk around a little bit, but people want their privacy. This is how they choose to live. Now, I would love to live like this. I did get to go inside of one, and it is gorgeous in there. It's like any other home. It's so well decorated, but it's very eclectic and hippie, as you would expect. And it's exactly the way that I would live, especially if I was in the middle of a desert. Kind of what I want to do in that bus. I'm getting some really, really good ideas. Okay, let's talk about something that's not a place, culture, or anything. It's Mother Nature. The temperature here fluctuates a lot. Today's September 2nd. And it's in the middle high 80s. Now it's a dry heat, but hey, 80s are 80s. And last night was 45 degrees. A little bit nipply. It's weird. It's a little bipolar. You gotta dress for different weather systems here. It's kind of better than, I don't know, Miami summer where it's 90 degrees 24 hours a day. Got that going for it. So yeah, I actually did come into Taos. So Taos is cute, it's quaint, it's uncomfortable to sit on. Taos is art. That's basically what it is. There is a historic district. It's not terribly large, but it is filled with galleries. Fine art, modern art, Native American art, Southwestern art, you name the art, they got the art. So if you are the type of person who likes to shop, who likes arts, craft, tchotchkes, souvenirs, or even just walking around looking inside of windows, this might be your place. It's kind of lost on me being the minimalist, because, well, I really don't want to put anything else inside of my box, but it might be for you. Now, is Taos an all-day event kind of place? Well, it kind of depends on how deep your pockets are. Yeah, I guess if you want to spend a lot of money, this could be a fun place to spend all day. But me, basically, I've been here 2-3 hours, and I think I've done it. I think you can do it in 2 or 3 hours. So, northern New Mexico and Taos, it has a completely different feeling to me from southern New Mexico. Night and day different, and me being from the East Coast, I'm still not used to the distances, the sheer distances between places out here. Now, it is a much gorgeous ride. Instead of going through suburban Miami, I get to look at, well, mountains and valleys, and it is preferable. And here's the fun thing. I'm not done yet. There is so much more to explore up here north of the middle of New Mexico, and I can't wait to see the rest of it. Do I prefer the bottom to the top? Well, I'll save that one for another video. Thanks for watching. Wow.